Time for the first federal program on this beautiful Friday morning. We're joined by Todd Van Sickle as our host for the day. Good
Thank
morning.
you, Paul. Oh, what a beautiful morning again. I'd like
Yes.
to hear Dick talk about that, and great memories bringing back the opening for our 38th anniversary this year.
Yeah.
Good thing about this part of the season, I can see some daylight now.
Yes, we are starting to see some daylight. Of course, it's going to be cloudy, but, you know.
So we'll have the sun maybe tomorrow or the next day.
Maybe.
But I did hear the weather forecast just a few minutes ago, and that four-letter word snow was in there. Did I hear that?
Yes, we do have a chance of snow throughout the day today. As the morning progresses, the chances increase.
Well, that's great. So
not calling for much.
It is mid-February,
yeah.
so we're getting past the winter part of it.
Yeah, and boys sectional's coming up, and that always seems to bring a big snow system at some point, so I'm ready for it.
Well, we have some great guests today. We'll be talking to them in a little bit. They're students from Rochester High School with the National Future Farmers of America organization. We are going to welcome Keegan, Emily, and Emma. Welcome this morning.
Thank you.
We'll be talking to you in a few minutes. You're welcome to chime in anytime you want. Maybe we'll have a trivia question in a second. You can't answer that until the end. But this past week was the Super Bowl and Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite of those two? Super Bowl, Valentine's Day?
Valentine's Day.
That's good. Good way to celebrate our significant others, right?
Yes. Although I did really enjoy the Super Bowl commercials. There were a couple movie trailers that dropped in there that I was excited to see.
Yeah, it seemed like they brought back some better commercials. For a year, there were kind of some lulls there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I looked at USA Today and kind of talking. I watched the Super Bowl off and on, so I didn't catch all the commercials. But the top two commercials were the State Farm with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Like a Good Neighbor.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
Keegan, Emily, Emma, did you watch the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Sort of.
Okay, sort of. Remember the Arnold Schwarzenegger State Farm commercial?
Where they brought in Danny DeVito as the shout-out to their movie twins.
Yes, okay. The second one was the Dunkings with Matt Damon, Tom Brady, and Ben Affleck. That's supposedly the two highest rated.
Yeah, I don't know why that second one is that Dunkings commercial was, it was a flop in my opinion.
But you know, some of them spent $13 million that era commercial.
Yeah, and I learned something new during the Super Bowl. There's an app that everybody's been talking about for a couple months now, probably closer to a year. I always thought it was pronounced Timu. Apparently it's Temu.
Ah, Temu.
Yeah, so I learned something new.
That's the Chinese, like, low-cost good app.
Yep.
Yeah. I have never looked at that or anything like that. You don't buy anything off that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I buy stuff off there all the time.
Okay. So with the commercials, it's kind of interesting. Like I said, some of them spent $13 million. And the conventional thinking with advertising is you're trying to buy impressions. So how many see the product or reference that?
Yeah.
Well, with the commercial, the $13 million could have bought you up to 125 million impressions.
Wow.
That's nothing compared to the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce story. That was free, basically.
Yeah.
All the social media references to that, they calculated got 450 million impressions.
Wow.
At no cost.
Wow.
So, people are either yay or nay with Travis and Taylor, but we'll just move on from here.
Yeah, I don't know that story, so.
You probably followed, right?
Yeah.
Taylor Swift fans?
Yeah.
Keegan, you too?
No.
Okay. You're just sitting there for the good football, right?
Yeah, you can say that.
Okay. So we're going to start off with the trivia question today. It's about future farmers of America, and Tanner came up with a kind of a difficult one, I think. So, in what year was the Future Farmers of America name changed to the National FFA organization? Did you even know that it was changed?
Yes,
Yeah.
we did
Okay.
have that. Yep.
Okay, well the answers are 1968, 1978, 1988, or 1998. So we'll have a little bit of time to think about that, and we'll close the show with that. Sports. Got some Rochester High School students on. Some of your peers are doing great things today. The wrestling team is in the state finals today at 3 o'clock. Good luck to them in Evansville. I guess they're doing it in Evansville because of the NBA All-Star game in Indianapolis. They had to move it to
Yep.
another site.
Yes.
But congratulations and best wishes to Brady Beck, Grant Beck, Lane Horn, Alex Deming, and Grant Holloway. Best wishes to them as they represent Rochester High School in the state finals. That's a great accomplishment by them. Also locally, Caston girls basketball team, they won their regional. Congratulations. They'll be in the semi-state tomorrow versus Marquette. It's a big game for them, and
Yeah.
of course, Giant FM WROI will be there, I assume, right?
Yes, Randy and Johnny will have the call of that game tomorrow with pregame coverage starting about 11:30.
11:30. Okay, it must be a noon game then.
Yes,
Yeah.
they got the first game, I think.
Okay. Well, good luck to the Caston girls Comets.
Yes.
So, Purdue won last night. They beat Minnesota. I watched a little bit of it. It was kind of back and forth game. They pulled it out at the end. I'm sure Tanner Lee was kind of frustrated watching them when they were behind by 10 points in the second half.
I think he was there, so
Oh, he was there. Okay.
yeah. Well, I think so because I thought he posted a picture of it.
Okay, so that must be why he's not here today. He stayed late at
Probably.
Purdue. Okay.
Yeah.
Purdue plays again tomorrow, or Sunday, at Ohio State at 1 o'clock on CBS. Ohio State had a coaching change mid-season, which is really unusual in the Big Ten. They fired their coach, Chris Holtman. I'm not sure who they hired, but if you watch the Purdue game, you'll find out on Sunday.
Yes.
Indiana plays at Northwestern on Sunday at 3 o'clock. Butler plays Creighton tomorrow at 12:30. And Notre Dame men's basketball has the weekend off.
Okay.
Kind of catch up on all their studies, probably, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And Indiana State's been in the news recently. They're ranked number 23. Unfortunately, they had a loss this past week versus Illinois State, I think. But they're 23, they're 22-4, and they'll play at Southern Illinois tomorrow at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
And speaking of the Super Bowl, of course, the Kansas City Chiefs won. Did you
Yeah.
have a favorite for the game at all?
No.
Keegan, Emily, did you
No.
care who won?
Not really.
Okay. Well, the Chiefs won, Super Bowl 58. And hard to believe next year the Super Bowl will be around. And based on last week's trivia question, they'll be in the Superdome in New Orleans, right? Oh, you remember that?
Yes.
You got the answer right, I think.
No, I did not.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I did not.
Well, I was trying to give you credit. What credit's due? You usually get them right.
Yeah.
Paul's really good at trivia. He always gets those right.
I'm about 75%.
So Tanner offered some tidbits today.
Okay.
In 1972, Wilt Chamberlain became the first NBA player in history to reach the 30,000 career point mark.
Yeah.
I looked to check on that. You know who the leader is today? LeBron James.
No.
And Wilt Chamberlain, which is a feat held for a long, long time. Now, like Michael Jordan, LeBron James are in front of him, but still, 30,000 points is a big thing. You can tell Tanner's sports-minded because he has this tidbit here, and people care. And this day in 2005, the NHL season was canceled due to a labor dispute.
Yeah, I remember that. It was occasionally watched some hockey.
It was, I think, it was like the first time an entire professional league lost the whole season to something
Yes.
like that.
They've lost parts of season in other leagues, but this was the first entire season.
So our National Days Day. Several national days. National No One Eats Alone Day. That's a good one.
That is
Find
a
a
good
friend
one.
for lunch today. Innovation Day. That's always good. We always use new innovations, and that's what makes the world go around. So if you're not eating alone, you can eat almonds for Almond Day.
Mm-hmm.
National Do a Grouch a Favor Day. Okay, everybody knows a grouch in your life, right?
Yeah, one will be here in about 20 minutes.
Okay. Well, do him a favor today.
Oh, I'm sure I will.
Yeah. National Tim Tam Day. Anybody know what Tim Tam is?
Candy bar.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, I meant to look it up, but I think maybe we talked about this in years before. National Tartar Sauce Day.
Yes.
That makes sense. During Lent,
Mhm.
fish as a Friday staple, and
Yep.
Tartar Sauce Day. So if you don't eat alone today, eat some almonds, eat some tartar sauce, and some Tim Tams. You'll do well.
Yeah, and one I left off of there, which I'm surprised he left off of, it's National Fish Fry Friday.
Okay, Fish Fry Friday.
Yeah.
I did notice that McDonald's is having their fish fillet commercials on now.
Yeah.
You a fan of the fish fillet?
No.
Are you guys fans of the fish fillet?
No.
I don't think I've ever had one. Kind of reminds you of the cafeteria fish that they probably don't even serve that anymore. Fish sticks.
No, they do.
Okay. Jody Wynn's helping us out today. Mr. Tanner, thank you. You remember fish sticks on Fridays sometimes in school?
I remember, but didn't eat them.
Okay.
It's the general consensus.
So moving on with bank news, or money news, I'm sorry. The Dow was up almost 350 points yesterday. That's really good for
That is good.
everybody's retirement and the overall economy. It's gone up 1,000 points year to date, so that's
Wow.
good track record to begin the first 45 days approximately of the year. So
Yeah.
hopefully that keeps going. First Federal Savings Bank is open today from 8:30 to 5, and tomorrow 8:30 to noon, and we will be open on Monday
Okay.
for President's Day, right?
Yes.
Yeah, President's Day. So you can bank with us today, tomorrow, Monday. We'll be there to help you out. Our ATM's always available if you're out and about somewhere and need access to cash. It's 24/7. And if you're not in town, you can always find us through the Money Pass app. You get a no surcharge ATM transaction, and you need money.
Mm-hmm.
We have several specials that continue this week, Paul. Our 8-month CD special is at 4.99% annual percentage yield. We still have a closed-end second mortgage special going on, with rates starting as low as 8.5% with an 8.864% annual percentage rate for qualified borrowers. And there's fixed and variable rate options available. It's good for consolidating debt, making a home improvement. There's low closing costs. You can contact one of our lenders, Stacy Wilson or Ben Dalton. And also we offer Simply Free checking accounts for consumers and Simply Free business checking accounts. When you open a new checking account, you get a free gift. Tanner brought that in several weeks ago to show the sound machine, about the size of a hockey puck.
Yeah.
Helps us fall asleep.
Yes. Yes.
Haven't used one of those, but I know that my son and daughter-in-law with their kids have those by their beds to help them fall asleep, or
Yes. Very
maybe to
helpful.
drown out all the noises that happen outside of
It does help do
the
that
kids'
too.
rooms. Yeah. We offer commercial lending for business loans. Contact Lindy Breeden for more information. As always, Mark Bluebaugh and Brian Bell are available to help with financial services for IRAs, 401k rollovers, and etc. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on X, Instagram, LinkedIn, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. As Dick Belcher has always said, we're the only locally owned bank in Fulton County. We don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best. He says it much better than I do. So.
Yes, he did. He said it better than all of us, though.
It's
So.
true. Borrowers must meet underwriting guidelines. We are FDIC insured and an equal housing lender, and our NMLS number is 399927.
And that makes us legal.
Now to the exciting part of this show. Keegan, Emily, you can just relax here. Just have a casual conversation with you. All of you have been involved with FFA. Why don't you introduce yourself with your name and tell our listening audience what your role is in FFA.
Hi, my name's Keegan Reinhold, and I'm the 2023-2024 Rochester FFA president. I kind of just run the meetings and oversee over the other officers and help JP, or Mr. Pearson, I'm sorry, I called JP on accident.
So he's your sponsor, right?
But he's the advisor /
Okay.
sponsor, yes.
Yeah, he trusted you. Sent you out on your own today, though, too, right?
Yeah, he's at meets practice this morning.
Okay.
He's probably listening though. So.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've been involved for 6 years now, since 7th grade, and had a really good time in all of them. So.
Why did you get involved with FFA?
Well, it's kind of a funny story. My mom used to work at one of the elementary schools, and I would ride in on the bus to middle school in like 6th grade, and it was like February, and I come to school one day, and there's a bunch of tractors sitting there where the guardrail is at the school, and that just kind of sparked my interest growing up on a farm and stuff.
So those
I
are
just
the cool
thought-
kids. You wanted to be like one of the
Yeah,
cool kids,
I just
right?
wanted to drive a tractor into school. That'd be really neat, and it's just kind of snowballed from there, and it's way more than I could have ever imagined and what it's done for me. And
Well, that's great. Well, we'll talk about Tractor Days coming up next week, and
Yeah.
but we'll talk about that in just a second.
So I'm Emily Viger. I'm the Rochester FFA Vice President. And my rules are I preside over meetings in the absence of Keegan, our president. And I just help plan everything and really just keep it organized.
So, how do you get involved with FFA?
I've always grown up on a farm, and I've raised dairy cattle and shown cattle and sheep, everything, for 8 years now, even longer. And so it's always been interest to me. And when I got into the high school, middle school, seeing what everybody can do during FFA week, that really just got me to go in. So.
That's great. So next in line, Emma.
Hi, I'm Emma. I'm the Rochester FFA chapter secretary. I take the minutes of the meetings, and I also help organize things and make decisions on certain things. I've been in FFA for 5 years, and something that interested me in FFA is actually Emily. I didn't really grow up on a farm. I grew up showing horses, so one day Emily came up to me and urged me to join FFA in middle school, and so I did, and I'm glad I did because it's been very fun ever since.
Well, welcome. We welcome the officer set, basically, of the FFA, the local chapter. And how often do you meet as an officer?
Typically once a week on Tuesday mornings to plan our chapter meetings that are once a month,
Okay.
where we meet as a group.
Good. And how many participants from Rochester High School are in the FFA organization?
There are about 40, maybe, FFA members.
That's great.
So-
That's a pretty big turnout for
Yeah.
And it seems like all of you got started at your first opportunity in 7th or 8th grade, it sounds like, right?
Yeah.
There's not very many newcomers that are older than a 7th or 8th grader, really.
Okay.
Once you get in, you don't get out.
So you do lots of fun things, too. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's lots of learning, education, and one of the fun things that you're going to be doing is next week is National FFA Week, starting Saturday, going through Friday,
Mm-hmm.
and you have a big event planned for Monday, hopefully, right?
Yeah, we
Yes.
hope.
What's happening on Monday, President's Day?
So Monday we're going on our annual ski trip. So we always go skiing on Monday, whether we're in or out of school. And this year we've actually switched it up. In the past we've always gone to Bittersweet, but this time we're going to go to Timber Ridge with a couple FFA, other FFA chapters. Culver and Bremen are going to go with us. So that's going to be a fun day for us to get FFA week started.
Well, thank you for giving us that information, Emily. So going with 2 other schools, that will be a pretty big group then, won't it?
Yep.
Yes.
And hopefully you have good weather for that.
We hope so.
Hope to.
Paul, are they going to have snow on Monday in Michigan?
Well, Gates, Michigan, anything's possible.
Yeah. Well, it'll be
Their weather's more unpredictable than Indiana's.
what's good about Michigan, they'll be in the probably hopefully below 32, and worst case scenario, they can make snow. And
Yeah.
I've been to both Bittersweet and Timber Ridge numerous times, and hope you have a lot of fun and have a safe day too.
Yes.
So school bus, are you guys in school on Monday or not? Or
We will be this year.
okay, well except you guys will be.
They will be. We won't be.
You will be. Right.
Yeah.
So that probably just gets lots of people involved with FFA just because they know they're going
Oh
to
yeah,
Yeah.
you get to miss a
Yeah.
lot of school.
school. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's great. So tell us more about some of the activities that you get involved with FFA. What are some things you do in your meetings? I know there's, like, Emma, you don't have a farming background, but yet you are still involved. It's not all farming. You have horses, so
Yeah.
there's lots of things involved. So Keegan, Emily, Emma, why don't you talk a little bit about what our local chapter does?
Some CDEs that we can do are soil judging for
So what's soil
that was
judging?
really confusing.
So you,
I should go.
okay.
I'll talk about soils. I was the captain for the team this last year, and I've done it all 4 years of my high school career, I've soil judged. Never really became very good at it. Just good enough to get myself in trouble and make it to the state contest. Never made it far.
So you
than that.
compete in this then, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Other schools?
Yes, with basically all chapters in the state. There's invitationals and there's area and then state.
So
and
pretty
then
much you have
national.
to place like top 10 or something to make it to out of area. So you start with area, and then you have to place top whatever to make it to state, and then you have to place top 2 to make it to national. So like once you make it to state, it's a pretty big deal, but getting from there can be a little bit difficult.
Keegan, you've been to state, right?
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Emily and Emma, have you been to state?
I was.
I was not. I was not.
So I'm trying to picture this. You get a soil sample, is that what happens?
You actually are in a pit that they dig with like an excavator or a backhoe, and you go down in there and get your own soil sample and then texture it and decide the color off a color chart. And then after you do your left side, which is basically the soil properties, erosion, drainage, then there's actually a rules side of it, which is we call the right side, where you just take what you know or what you think you know is right from the left, and then there's rules that applies to on the right, to where it's a really big deal if you make a mistake on the left side, because it affects the rules on the right side.
And the rules on the right probably are how you impact, how you treat the soil,
Yes, how you
fertilize, things like that. How do you drain it? How do you water it? Okay.
basically how you nurture it or care for it, or if you could build a house on that land.
So Keegan, do you want to go into a farming career?
Yes, I plan to go into something in the form of agriculture. I'm planning to go to college for ag systems management and an ag business minor, and then.
That sounds like Purdue maybe, right?
Yeah, maybe. I don't really want to go that far away from home. 'Cause
Okay.
I don't want to have to stop farming
Okay.
to go to school, because I don't want to. That's an unpopular opinion, but I don't want to waste 4 years or go away for 4 years. I guess I want to stay right here on the farm and do as much as I can.
Well, you can probably balance a little bit of that, maybe extend it a couple of years and just get the education.
Yeah.
So Emily, soil samples, judging, what else does the organization do?
So a couple other CDEs we have is forestry and meats evaluation. So actually forestry ended a couple weeks ago, but our meats team is getting ready to go and compete at state tomorrow. So they had practice this morning, and we'll see how well they do.
So what is forestry practicing?
Confusing.
More difficult than soil judging?
In my
Um,
opinion,
I
yes.
think it's better.
Okay.
Emma thinks it's better. I don't know.
What's better about it, Emma?
Well, it's easier.
Okay.
First of all. But forestry, you just have like a bunch of different leaves from
Okay.
trees, and you have to identify what they are from your knowledge.
Okay.
I think that's a lot easier than judging soil. So.
Yeah, I can see that because we've all done probably leaf projects in school at some
Yes.
point in time. And
Yes.
then in Indiana, it's a good place because if you go out and hike anywhere, you can probably see all the leaves that you've done in your leaf study.
Yes.
Once you see them and recognize them, you can go, oh, that's an oak leaf, that's a
Yep.
maple, that's a sycamore, right?
Yeah.
But there's a contest on that. That's interesting. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't realize that. So other activities you do?
So
Go ahead.
we have an LDE parliamentary procedure. So we've had a juniors compete this year, and then they competed last year as 8th graders, and they've always done well at it. They're very well spoken and have handled that very well. So hopefully we can have another team next year as high school and can make it as far as they've made it with that.
So parliamentary procedures, that's how to run meetings, how to do
At a young age, it's teaching them how to do what we do, basically.
Okay.
It's
And they
a
do
very
a really
valuable
good
skill.
job at it.
Great. So each of you probably started that in your younger career with the FFA and parliamentary procedures, probably, right?
Yes, me
Yes.
and Emily did, I know.
Okay.
Yep.
So also, that's part of the leadership things you gain from FFA. That's some of it seems to me like from an outsider looking in. There's lots of leadership opportunities where you can learn how to lead others, lead meetings. Do you see that benefit from FFA?
I think so, and I think, as an employer standpoint, that would be a good skill to have, is being in a leadership position then. And like for me personally, something I've learned from FFA is how to think on the fly, because with 40 or 50 kids at a meeting, and we always have games and stuff afterwards, and say something goes wrong with your game that you had planned, and there's 50 of them sitting there looking at you, it teaches you to think pretty quickly on how to rectify the situation to make it work out for everybody and not just be a dud.
Well, that's great practical experiences then. So,
Yeah.
if any employers are out there looking for qualified leaders, we've got Keegan, Emma, and Emily here. So when they get in the job market, ask about their FFA background and how it may apply to the work you want them to do. So we got a big week coming up next week, FFA week.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about what that is.
So that week we usually have a bunch of different events planned for every day. We usually do them during like lunch,
Okay.
and then on Friday we'll have like a whole day where we'll have open lunch after classes, and then everybody will come back and we'll have like a big activities as a whole school.
Okay.
It
And
really,
do them all in front of everybody.
it really gives us a chance to show the school what we do and it lets the student body be involved, sort of more than just being an FFA member. You know, you can do these fun activities throughout the whole week: milk chugging, tire changing game, corn shelling, basketball. It's just all these different activities we have planned, and it's always a really good. I don't know if you want to call it motivator for the student body to become a member. That's what I think of it.
Yeah,
as.
so that's a great introduction to the 7th and 8th graders about what FFA is.
I also think it's like it shows that you don't have to have grown up on a farm to become a part of the FFA. Like you could live in town and still be a part of FFA, and we'll welcome you with open hands, and we'll be happy to have you.
Well, there's some practical life experiences like tire changing.
Oh yeah,
you know?
oh yeah.
You change tires on a car or a tractor, or what do you do?
We actually built this. Well, the welding class, I did this. The welding class built a tire changing game where they just welded a spindle onto square tubing and put that inside a different piece of square tubing where you actually get the jack out and jack it up and take the load nuts off and change the tire, and it's something mobile. You don't have to have a tractor or a vehicle sitting there. That way we can take that up to lunch, and it's mobile. That way you can take it and show it, and they can use it, and it's not so bulky. It's just really easy to use.
This tire changing is a good life experience because at some point in your life, everybody here's probably changed a tire.
Yeah.
Jody? I know, Jody and I talked about this weeks ago. Your dad
Not
knows
my
that.
role.
Yeah. So Monday you have your ski trip. Is there anything going on Tuesday?
We have the Battle of the Trucks, which they know more about it than I do. But
So what is Battle of the Trucks?
We have 4 categories: cleanest, dirtiest, nicest, newest, and oldest. And so kids throughout the school, this gets the school involved, can go and take a picture of their truck, their parents' truck, whoever's truck, and submit it into whichever category they would like. And then we'll make a little form, and the whole school will choose out of each of those categories.
Okay.
Yes.
So kind of seems fun. Like the dirtiest truck seems like a fun thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Lots of participants in that, right?
Yep.
So Keegan, are you out making your truck dirty right now?
not yet. I don't know. That's right.
Then Wednesday's a big day. A lot of people in town will probably recognize something that happens on Wednesday because that's a big event on Wednesday morning. What is that event?
We have our annual tractor drive-in on Wednesday morning. We'll meet at the meat deli at 6:30 and have our annual breakfast. Everyone that drives a tractor, or even the younger members, can come and ride in a tractor to the school. We're having a wagon that young members can ride on behind the tractor. And we'll have our breakfast. Then we'll leave the meat deli at 7:30 and parade through town, down Main Street. A bunch of tractors, a bunch of lights. It's really always a fun time.
You gotta run the red lights, don't you?
Yeah.
With police help.
Yes. And, we get to the school and park them all out there, and like my personal experience, that's a big testament to what FFA is.
Well, that's what got you interested originally, was seeing the tractors at the school. Well, that's great. Just tell everybody, our listening audience, to be careful on Wednesday morning. Look out for the tractors and give them the right of way, right? And
Yes.
even if we're a few minutes late, let the tractors go through first. And so, do you know approximately how many tractors will be in this this year? Or?
Between 18 and 20.
That's a lot of
Pretty
tractors.
close.
So that's half of your.
Yeah.
Your
Yep,
chapter.
we have a big group this year.
Yes.
We're very excited for that.
That's great. So will you be driving the tractor, Emily?
Yes, I will be. Yep.
Okay. How about you, Emily?
Yes, I will be.
So you're a non-farm background. Who's letting you borrow the tractor there?
My boyfriend Kai Murphy will be.
Okay.
So.
Okay, that's great. That's
Yeah.
great. So then you have a fundraiser coming up because all this activities cost money, and even the national convention's coming up later this year. Why don't you talk about your fundraiser that kind of closes the FFA week out?
Yes. So our annual consignment auction would be in March on the 23rd. This usually is like a really big hit. We always have a lot of consignments.
So if people want to auction off things, they can contact an FFA member.
Yes.
Yes.
Any FFA member or Justin, Mr. Pearson, or you can contact Olson Auction directly. Either Gary, Nate, or Kenny will take your consignments, and yeah.
We'll
What
get that
days-
advertised. Our advertisement deadline is March 5th. So we have flyers going out now, and then we have another meeting on March 6th with the group, and we will make new flyers with everything that will be has been consigned so far, and so we'll have those posted sometime around that. So
early March, there's a lot of activity going on. If you're interested, contact an FFA member or the sponsor. So you'll be collecting items the 20th through the 22nd. Is that right?
yep.
Yes.
Then you'll have your auction day on the 23rd. Right?
Yes. Saturday.
I hear there's usually a big turnout for that. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
A very big turnout.
So if you want to see what FFA is all about, come out and see the auction, or maybe buy something to help support the local chapter, and they use that funds for programming through the year, and probably use some of that for the national convention too if you attend, right?
Oh
Yes.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So the national convention's always in Indianapolis, and I saw this year it's late October, and last year I was traveling about the time of the national convention, and the airport was filled with FFA people. And it's a huge
Yes.
conference, like 70,000 people,
Yep.
right?
A sea of blue and gold. Is what
Sea
I
of
would
blue and
say.
gold. So have all of you been to the national convention?
Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, and you planning to go this year?
We hope so.
I
Good.
hope so too.
Well, we've been talking with Keegan Reinhold, Emily Viger, Emma Bass. Thank you for your time today, and thank you for your leadership of the local FFA group and your leadership of other Rochester High School students. Congratulations on being a leader of the group, and best wishes to you for the next week and for the auction coming up.
Thank you.
And thank you to the community for being supportive.
So the trivia question, I gave you the answer there, so you can't answer the question. Were you right originally, do you think?
No.
Okay.
I'm not.
In what year was the Future Farmers of America changed to the National FFA organization? No. 1968, 1978, 1988, 1998.
88.
You did that because of C, right? Usually, when in doubt, go C.
Partially because it was C, but also partially because I had a girlfriend in high school that was in FFA, and I vaguely remember that the actual FFA name was like a year younger than me.
So what's the answer, I guess?
It is C. It's 1988.
Congratulations. Nailed that one again.
Thank you.
We're going to close with FFA Words of Wisdom. It's their motto. Keegan, Emily, Emma, do you mind reading off the motto for FFA?
Yeah. Learning to do,
Doing to learn, earning to live, and living to serve.
Learning to do, doing to learn, earning to live, living to serve.
Fantastic words of wisdom. Thank you guys so much.